Right, ready, set and go. Alright guys, and welcome to Red Alert 3 casted game, and we are right now on the Murder Mesa. This will be the first game that I'm going to cast in this map, and I usually like the 5-player FFA maps compared. Maybe I like the Circus Maximus better, but let's introduce our players in the clockwise. So right now we are seeing the teal allies player. This is a bunch of numbers, but probably I will call him 24. On right side we have purple allies, and this is alien sausage. Probably referring to the white sausage of the Bremen, I guess. Following with the yellow empire. This is Luga Plain. Luga's Plain, I can't really. Luga, right? Double check. Yep, this is Luga Plain. And then we have green allies. This is Liam to W. And finally, we have blue allies, Mindogus. Because it sounds like a bit Among Us, or maybe an anachronism of Among Us. But anyway, now we see 5 players with identical kill and I mean not kill. I'm sorry, identical win-loss ratio in a map pitted with each other in a 5 versus 1. The only issue is this is a very interesting setup. I mean, we have 4 allies and 1 single empire. So this will mean, or probably, this player will either dominate the air or will enable to get anything on the air. Like probably there are 4 players, so this roughly translates into 16 Apollos instantaneously. So either he will prevent all of them to stop it and make Apollos and establish an air superiority, or in this game we will never see this player do anything else. And interestingly enough, all of our players are actually rough, I mean very quickly expanding. As you can see here, fortunately, the alien sausage, his prospector is not working. I mean, it's bugged. Hopefully, he will find it up very soon and can benefit from this investure. On the meantime, we see most of the oil derricks, and there is even a multi-gunner turret. This is a very early and aggressive positioning. And we see a Riptide already. If this Riptide is filled with javelins, I think either Lugo or the Mindogus is in huge trouble. Not that in a huge trouble. I mean, he has a barracks, and this Riptide is actually engaging on hostiles in a very different manner on the seas, like where he can always go back whenever he wishes to. Following with, well, 24 is like going for power plants, but these are very close, and in just one cryoblast, you can lose actually 2 of your power plants. Some infantry production is being produced. The only issue is the Luga plane has a very interesting mega bay placement, and it's already tier 2, so this is actually a valuable building, but it's not here. Like probably you will probably want likely place it over here with the protection coming from here with probably 3 tank busters. That would be nice. But we see the opposite move coming from the 24. I mean, he is occupying the garrison spot of the alien sausage. So the barracks is down, and probably this multi-gunner turret can go down as well. After this power plant is also under attack. And this is not a weak garrison, this is actually a strong garrison. So a bit unfortunate for him. Let's see if, yes, he is now working with this prospector as well, and also, okay. Well, for a very long time, I don't think this whole mine will be spotted, so I think that will not be a big issue. But on the meantime, we see 2 chopper VXs and 1 sneaky southern transport filled with units. And we still have some infantry over here. This garrison is empty, which means the moment that it is garrisoned with tank busters, it will be devastating. But he is reacting a bit slow. On the meantime, we see Liam is actually realizing the threat and filling his garrison, but with only 1 peacekeeper, that's not a big deal. Hans is saying. Now he is poised to strike, but you have to realize that he is already on 3 refineries, so his income is not that bad, and he can always field some units. Like this triangle-shaped javelins, like why would you do this? Just get them in a line, and that would be much more simple. Now we see engineer in a riptide, some shenanigans can be played, but it's like, hey, wake me up. Yep. Ah, okay, he wants to have the oil rig. It's not going to be like capturing the mecha bay or something. Now finally we see some engagement. This Riptide is engaging in a very less favorable position against tank busters, but now the base is actually clear. There are only a few peacekeepers defending this base. so not very well advised. 5 javelins are now positioning themselves to deal some damage to these striker VXs. I'm sorry, chopper VXs, but well, Hydrofoil has arrived, and trouble is now brewing. Hydrofoil is now dealing some rough damage to one of the chopper VXs. I think he can snipe both of them. It's almost there. And look at this. So very low HP. So let's see what is Alien Sausage is actually doing, and he's expanding very well, like very well, like 2, 3, 4, and 5th refinery. He can also go over here as well, but now it's actually being occupied by 24, and 24 wants to get all of the inland ore refineries, which is nice. I mean, in a different manner, you can also risk your MCV moving around here, and bam, you will have access to at least 3 of the refineries. But he wants to do it in a manual way, with command helps. I mean, with the one over here, I think it can include the radius over here, so not that a bad move. Now indicator bombing happening to the base of the alien sausage. There are so many units coming from the Lucas, and I will call this guy Lucas, by the way. And because I always want to, it's like make me remember LucasArts or Star Wars or stuff like that, so I can get confused. But I will call this guy Lucas, and Lucas just lost a tsunami tank for nothing, and with the 2 indicators, and that will be all. Now Liam is just keep making more infantry. Now he's swapping into the javelins. I think all of our players, exception goes for the maybe Mindogos, has lots of cash because Mindogos has only 3 refineries. And 24 is actually being the Uncle Crook here, like having lots of cash. Probably can't even spend this much of cash. Power plant has been sniped. There's a cash crate over here, and look at this. Even snipes the dog. He's very careful about this. Like his map awareness is actually a bit nice. So good for him. For hydrofoils, all the. Ooh. And now the response has arrived. And this is actually a tier 3 command up. The guy is insane, and he's not even bothering with the MCB. MCB is just chilling here with tier 1. On the meantime, he has one here with the tier 3, and aircraft carrier is already bombing the 24 right now. I mean, Alien Sausage just wanted to buy some time for Cook, but here's the thing, he needs to move the hydrofoils over here for even better move around here, so he can intercept the Vindicators. Right now they are very vulnerable, and just one Vindicator can come around, bomb one of them, and go back. And that will be it. Now 24 is also pouring some infantry. No, he wants to get the cash crate. I think 24 got that cash crate, and like this guy is like, give me the money. I don't care, I just want the money. I'm also gonna threat, but well, it's just found wanting, not very effective against at least 2 aircraft carriers. Now Riptides have arrived, but EMP missile has been launched, but not that good. Air Vindicators are out, but this is overkill. What are you doing? You could actually move over here or bomb maybe the multi-gunner turret. And where are the hydrofoils? Well, you had to position them properly. You lost now 1 aircraft carrier for absolutely nothing. In the meantime, dolphins might be useful here. Exception goes for the multi-gunner turrets. I mean, dolphins die to multi-gunner turrets very fast. In the meantime, 24 is now also taking the land base of the alien sausage, and there's absolutely nothing to stop this infantry. I mean, the guy is now swimming in cash. I don't think he might have any kind of difficulty. Now, let's go for the bottom half of the map, but there are so many. What are you doing with these striker VXs? Come on. Now, infantry, just throw the sword, and now slashing all of the infantry of the... this is Liam, right? Yep, this is Liam. Anyway, Liam losing some of the units, but he is now having some difficulty with the Navy as well. Like, he lost some of his buildings to the Lucas's Dolphins. He is not... I mean, the man is now between 2 fronts. Like, either he will fight against... I'm sorry, this is Mindogos, by the way. Either he will be fighting against Mindogos or Lucas. Now, aircraft carrier is now making bridge to the shores and bombarding the rest of the base only for... What are you doing? Okay, he's attacking the Riptides. And speaking of Riptides, oh, what is this? This is odd and disgusting, I have to say. I mean, very ineffective battle coming from the both sides. And positioning your MCV so your multi-gunner turret can't target the units over there. But anyway, now we see an interesting Navy fight over here. Cryo shot targeting two tsunami tanks. And Riptides have arrived. Two hydrofoils also arrived, but it's oddly low HP. But anyway, Yari Minisubs also dealing some damage to one of the hydrofoils. Hydrofoil goes down, and tsunami tanks are now in breach and combating. But this is a very terrible position for the hydrofoils. I mean, why they are on the front lines? Just put them in back and use the weapon jammer. Vindicator has arrived and bombing one tsunami tank with full HP. Not that bad. But now Cryocopter also arrived here. This army must retreat. There is no anti-air by any means. And well, most troublesome situation coming
It'll
for
take
the
more than that to
Liam.
stop us.
I mean, Mind Dogus is now with assault destroyers, now targeting the infrastructure of the Liam, but there is no anti-air in some sort. But now Hydrofoil has arrived, but well, that's a very interesting way to use it. I cannot believe this. Hydrofoil is, I mean, what is happening in this game? Like, what is this Hydrofoil attacking to? I mean, it's drained by the assault destroyer, I'm sure of that. But anyway, you definitely need to have your cryocopters right now. This is the moment to not lose your prospector. You will need them a lot. On the meantime, the main base of the... There are so many allies players and have to remember them. But right now, Alien Sausage is now forfeiting his land base. On the meantime, he is still bombarding the base of the 24. 24 now have access to tier 3 sentry bombers. And he's actually finishing this base, but the command hub is still alive, so not that of big value. Also, this guy either completely lost them or can't use his own hydrofoils. I mean, there were hydrofoils, and we see Tanya over here. Not that bad. I mean, 24 is now... He is a powerhouse. I mean, he has the cash, he has the economy, he has the technology, and he wants to have a Tanya drop, but, well, now you have to open a new front. And MCV, I think it's on the verge to go down. Somehow this guy is suffering some cash problems. I don't know how is happening. Also, bombing the, aircraft carriers with sentry bombers is interesting. Like, you could always make Vindicators and do the job. On the meantime, now 24 is paying the price of his greed and now losing his, maybe the, I don't know, 10th refinery to the Lugas. And Lugas still goes around with tier 2 units. So many Yari mini submarines around. Instead of multi-gunner trade, you could always invest in a Spectrum tower and that would be much more better. But now, Liam, I'm not sorry, not the Liam. 24 is now expanding to the remnants of the ore refineries of his previous opponent, Alien Sausage. So not that bad, but how is this guy? I mean, you have 15,000. Are you serious? So what were you doing all around? Now let's see. 24.
Right here.
24 is also same as well. I mean, these people do not spend their money, and Alien Sausage leaves the game with 15,000 of credits. I mean, how often that would happen? Like, you have all of the cash, so you collected all of this cash, only to not spend it and die. Guys, you always spend your cash. Whatever you do, the worst thing can happen to you is making the wrong unit. Now this hydrofoil with shrunk, I'm sorry. Now let's see. I mean, Mindogus is a bit chilling because he has not attracted the attention of 24, so that's something. He is still safe, but he is picking on the wrong... I have to say, he's picking on the wrong target. At this point, I think it would be much more better for if he was expanding around. And he's targeting the refineries of the Liam. But why? Why would he do this? Just pick off the multi-gunner turrets. Now Lugas takes the matters into his hands, sniping the power plants, which is not that bad. Now Shogun battleship also bombarding these garrisons, but just go for the garrison. I'm sorry, go for the ore refiner. What are you doing? But now already under the mercy of the cryocopters, and now sentry bombers bombed something here, but I think probably a scout or dog scout or something. Now 4 chopper VXs. Just witnessing the destruction of the Lugas. Just 4 guardian tanks, and this is actually very strong guardian tanks. I mean, they're all veteran level. Let's go and snipe them. What are you doing? Don't let them live after destroying your mecha bay. But now realizing the trouble, I mean, he was trying to fight the Liam all along the way, but now 24 is bullying him, and he has a little pocket base over here, so he can always pour down infantry. And for the most of the time, when you play when you play Empire, you will realize most of the trouble always comes from the javelins when you're playing Empire, when you play against allies. Also, now Vindicators and Sentry Bombers are now caught upper-handed, and this Imperial Dogs, but it's tier 1. I mean, I will probably go for this one, and don't let this Sentry Bomber stay alive for real. Try to outmaneuver, but fail terribly, and a Sentry Bomber with star rank actually goes for nothing. Just for tier 1 dogs, which cost 1000 credits, and it has been picked off by like 6 Vindicators. Now, once again, the Guardian tanks are approaching. This Dojo Core was not very useful on the meantime, not producing enough infantry. This Mecha Bay is on the verge of being deployed, but I don't think it's going to do anything else. What would I do is probably I will just descend with my Tengus over here, take down the Javelins, and then deal damage with the Chocobi Axis. On the meantime, Cryo Shot, oh no, this is Cryogeddon, is used on the Navy of the... This was Mind August, and it is losing most of them, but this Riptide can actually destroy all of them. So just go and work for it. Assault Destroyer is being aircraft carriers, drones. How is that even possible? Like, the drones you release is bigger than the aircraft carrier himself. So how is that going to work? But now Mind August is, I think soon he will start to suffer from the cash problems because his ore mines is going to deplete. Liam 2W is, I mean, he's not that good. He is 4 refineries, but still he is good to go. But Lugas is now under the, like they say, he is on the radar of the 24. So 24 wants to defeat his opponents in clockwise. Like, first he has taken down the alien sausage. Now he will be attacking the Lugas. Probably next Liam, and finally it will be Mind August. Now Mind August, he's not having a very, let's say, nice army. He has some high-tech navy, but again, I mean, after you lose everything on the land, allies will always have access to air, and of course with the super weapons as well. So far so good. Nobody wants to establish a super weapon. Maybe 24 can go for making one, but again, this will attract attention, and Subtruce can happen.
Do not fear these attacks.
One Shogun. I mean, Shogun just arrived, only to be shrunk and bombed with the Vindicators. Almost dead. Where are the Tengus? Well, can't use the Tengus for long. Mecha Bay is also... Once again, this guy loses Mecha Bay. This is the 3rd time Mecha Bay, so why don't you place it over here instead of place over here? Now, well, this is actually so many javelins. Dude. I mean, these Imperial warriors are going to have, like, imagine the conscripts just saying, I mean, this is like, I mean, shooting like watermelons or like practice video. And this is the practice video, guys. I mean, against maybe a handful of the javelins with a few Imperial warriors. Just, I want to watch this one. Just go and click A, how hard this can happen. No, this is the last time you should do it. Why do you take down the garrison? Just take down all of the javelins first, and there are still javelins out there. Like, imagine you're slashing all of them, but eventually you feel tired, your hands get numb, and like, oh, come on, dude, just lie down and die. Our AMP missile is being launched. Only stunning 1 aircraft carrier. On the meantime, Mind Dog still have 2 more, and one of them is star rank. I mean, I will probably use EMP on this one. Now, this is what you eventually get. Like, Liam, we're actually fighting against the Lugas. But now Lugas says, you know what, screw this, I will try to attack this guy because this guy is sniping all of my units. Now Vindicators, aircraft, Sentry Bomber dies for absolutely nothing. I think at this point 24 is just being a little bit laid back, enjoying his moment. Also, how come this ore refinery is not functioning? What did you lose to it? But anyway, now Shogun is now targeting this command hub. Unlike fourth Mecha Bay, guys. Just build it over here. What are you doing? And this guy just with the cheap javelins just destroying you, moving down your base, and you always try to build your Mecha Bay here, there. Just pick a safe spot. That can't be that hard. Now javelins, I think they are on like attack move, but so are the Imperial Warriors. Once again, Banzai charge has been used. Now these javelins, there's only one secret peacekeeper around there. No Tanya is in the vicinity. All of the javelins are actually being slashed down, but the Banzai charge timer has been depleted. Now these infantry is going to decimate the base, so Tengus must land down immediately. Now Tengus are soon to land down. Not that bad, but this, I mean, Garrison has been taken down. This Tengu is now trying to do the best, but now all of the javelins has been destroyed one by one. Nanotech mainframe is targeted, but I mean needs more time. In the meantime, aircraft is once again arriving to bomb a target. Anything but maybe the Imperial docks. Yep, Imperial docks now under attack. Tengus, I think they have some timer for them to go for the jet mode. In the meantime, Mind August is now decimating the navy base of the Leo. Are you sure this is the opponent that you want to really fight against? Cryogeddon has been used, and then Vindicators have arrived, but this Cryogeddon is actually targeting almost nothing. Okay, my Are you serious? Like, now you have loads of infantry. No! Just use an engineer, come on. This can't be that hard. Just get an engineer, get inside of here, and that will be it. And in the meantime, produce, like, go and press your shift button, press on the Imperial Warrior, and produce them. That can't be that hard. And you will probably need 99. Ooh. This is like very fat infantry army. This is Javelin. Arius. Oh, I don't want to watch you anymore, man. I'm sorry. Now the Navy is here. Now Liam unfortunately completely lost his own land base. Now proceeding over here with two high-tech units. What he can do here, technically nothing. He can only snipe some of the buildings over here with his antenna cannons and Vindicators. And these are actual Starring Vindicators, which is nice. As long as he's not using them, that's fine. Nice move. Liam is now getting in barracks. Probably he will also get Engineer. If he has the cash, he can also repair his MCB in a full health. And there's a navy of the Lugas bombarding the base of the 24. 24 is also responding now with the Vindicators, but now, I mean, I think he will need probably 3 Vindicators for this. So hopefully he will get 3 Vindicators before this. Oh, we actually needed 4. Now all of these javelins are just go for the A move. This will probably win some time. Or maybe not, but a little bit time for the Lugas. Now, Dolphins have arrived, and Mind August, you are not doing this properly. Cryogeddon also used on our refinery. Tengus must run back. And probably you should sell this refinery in a quick fashion. Can survive, just sell it. Okay, it's too late. Now Mind August is positioning its mighty fleet over here. I think unless something stupid happens in this game, 24 wins this game single-handedly. Mind August is doing a big favor for the Lugas. I mean, Lugas can also be defeated by the 24. I mean, he is... At this point, he must be very rich. Yep. Almost 40k. Now Yaris have arrived. This is actually so many Yaris and actually can take down this navy. Very simple. Now so many infantry composition now poised on top, and now I mean 24 is just bombing the refinery with Vindicators. It doesn't even care. It doesn't. Oh, 3 docks. You don't have economy to run 3 docks simultaneously, so even 1 or 2 should be fine for you. You have only 2 refiners. You're not even considering the expanding over here. You know that the opponent has been eliminated, but you just played for 4 refineries for the entire game. On the meantime, Liam is actually quite going for sneaky play, and like he says, you know what, go and kill each other. I'll try to rebuild my base. I mean, lick my wounds. Now infantry is going to meet each other. I actually like this one. Tanya is not present, so these infantry will be under mercy of the, beam katanas of the Lugas. And I am highly believe that this garrison is filled with javelins, but not peacekeepers. bombing infantry with the vindicators. Uh, I don't really advise doing this, Liam. Just build. As long as they don't spot you, just build around. Even you can invest in one Apollo to see what's happening around. Because you have been already spotted, that's something. And whatever you do, do not engage on Lugus, because Lugus is now acting as a like buffer point against you, between you and 24. The only only solace you have, these Athena cannons are in a nice position. So you can bombard these refiners to begin with. But they are depleted, so maybe that's not necessary. Now more infantry is being poured as well. All you need to do, get more and more and more and more and more infantry. More Imperial Warriors. Collector is on standby. I think he will use it for the combat purposes. Liam is restless. He's moving his planes all around, but that's not the best move, I can easily say. I mean, don't do this. Nanotech mainframe goes down. I mean, why would you keep it? You're not going for a tier 3 for a very long time. Did this guy solve the MC? No, there is one engineer. Where is this engineer going? Now, I hope someone, one way or another, uses Cryogeddon over here so we can see a massive graveyard. Now, infantry is now marching to the base of the Lugus, and Lugus is actually making a final stand. This is like a defense of Isengard. The exception goes for the Imperial is now here for Rohan, and these infantry is like Urukai. Now they're engaging. MCV is going back like the, Theoden King is running back. Now all of the swords are drawn, and now these Imperial warriors are slashing all of the javelins over here. Lots of units are now being split into half, but now, the amount is way too high, and Imperial warriors can't stand a chance. So many javelins out there. And also, Tengus are not used in this fight. For what reason, I am unsure, but now Tengus are retreating, and 2 of them are actually star rank, so they can actually hold the line a little bit more, but don't go in engagement. Do not do that. On the meantime, you can also use a collector. Point defense drone for last resort has been used. He is microing his units, but there is no avail. The unit count is way too high. Vindicators have arrived, bombing down the final building and going jet mode for taking down one Vindicator. How is that going to work for you? Now, Liam is... I think he might have recovered... Oh, Vector is bugged. And this is what happens when you build so many buildings or walls around the refinery.
You're in good hands, my friend.
Spaz out.
Javelin, right here.
Now, slowly...
What's going on?
We can easily say slowly, the 24 is now suffering some economical issues, like from 40k to 25k already. Some interesting anti-navy is now being built, and Lugus is now going... he is doing the nice thing. He's going for the northern side of the map, which is not that bad, reasonable. On the meantime, we see... Hopefully, Liam is not picking a fight. Because if he does, once again, he will be doing favor for 24. I don't know, maybe he hates him and he wants him to boot it from the game. In this case, he can burn it out. But now he is flying these Vindicators for nothing. And picking up some units is bad. Picking up units is nice. But picking up the units from not the major player, it's questionable. Yeah, you can take down some idle hydrofoils. But eventually you will make him angry. See, this is not the move, because these infantry is going to pour down to your base. And probably you will need... the best course of action will be either Natasha or Tanya over here. I don't think you can even handle all of these infantry with Yuriko, because after using your ability, what are you going to do with the rest of the infantry? Athena cannons bombarding the remnants of the original base of the Mindogas. But again, this Athena is now under so many fire and goes down. Now Liam realizes the trouble that he is making. He wasted his time. For what? For nothing. Now he is at the mercy of the infantry. Now Cryogeddon has been used, but somehow 24 is aware. Power plant has been solved. This Peacekeeper can actually shred all of the infantry, just has been frozen over here. But Cryogeddon still continues, and some of the more infantry gets caught. Peacekeeper goes for the veterancy instantaneously. MCV is on the move, but there's also another front here. And now his Cryogeddon. 24 uses Cryogeddon beautifully on the airbase. All of the Vindicators are now closed, and Liam realizes his mistake, taps out from the game. Now we have remaining 3 powers over here. This is Lucas. Somehow he's still surviving against a humiliating defeat of the 24. I mean, with just javelins, he has been booted out. On the meantime, we see this is Mindogus. And Mindogus have, I mean, this space can be entirely decimated with one single Cryogeddon, so I don't want to even mention a lot. But now, there are so many infantry, which is nice, but there is nothing on the land. I mean, 24 has already everything on the land, so he can either go for Air Force or start to make some 3 or 4 naval yards and start to make some ships for himself, a navy, which would be nice. He's bombing everything with his Vindicators, so that's something. But 2 of the players, only Lucas is interested in making a move. Now Vindicator 1 goes down. Second, I don't think he should go. Well, I think one of Polit will go down, yeah. Instantaneously goes down. Others going to go down as well. I mean, Mindogos realizing that what's going to happen in the remaining of the... I don't know if he has seen the rest of the map. Yeah, he didn't see a lot. He only knows the garrison points. But you can estimate that if you point... Oh, wait a second. This is a power move. Chronosphere coming from Mindogus. Now, how often that would happen? Now also, a very massive amount of Yaris around, so maybe you can take it down here. That will work. Now, I like this move. I mean, Lucas is trying to build refineries, unlike the Liam, stricken with the 2 refineries, and he was constantly seeking targets to pick down all the Mindogus. Liam realizing that he is... Come on, you have no capacity to fight him at this point. Just go and expand. That's very simple, and he can only... Very quick reaction, but you also have to take down the Prospector. Take down the Prospector with your Sea Wings. That's nice. And where is the Protocollider? A very odd placement, but not that bad. They're far from each other. Hopefully Lucas will not attack him, because all of these infantry right now of the 24 serves for nothing. 2 of the refiners have been forfeited, which is nice. But still, I think he has a fat economy still. Okay,
Javelin,
he's
right here.
suffering, surely. Now, he has only Vindicators for access. He can make more, but unlike... I mean, there is no way to turn this amount of infantry into cash. So he spent his lots of money on some infantry that's not going to serve for anything. I mean, yeah, right, you can always take down this refinery for sure. Now aircraft carriers now bombarding the shores for taking down the javelins. Even 1 is enough. The problem is this madman is still making javelins. How many javelins do you think you need to win this game? Can you just stop the production of the javelin? I think
right
he
here.
just clicked on 99 and he's just madly... Okay, 5 more.
Javelin, right here.
Somehow our man thinks that he needs more. This is a bit over prepared. Okay, all of your shores are fine and good to go. If I were Lucas, I would probably deploy, 2 or 4 dojo cores and make lots of Imperial warriors. And then kill everything that 24 has. I mean, surely he's going to lose some of his units. Also, there's a Cryogeddon has been used, but I missed it a lot. Now, Chronosphere is going to be soon online, so he can pick a chunk of infantry and throw it away, use it immediately. I probably will click over here and there. I don't wonder if it will kill in both vicinity or on just the activation site. I want to see, but now we are in 5 seconds left. Also, this fat navy is present. Okay, this is not that a bad move. Shinobi, to kill the infantry or sneak into the refinery. Sneaking into I can't speak. Sneaking into the refinery can work a bit. Also, we have our Imperial Docks has been spotted, unfortunately, and it's going to down. Why would they go for tier 2? Ah, okay, it's for Sea Wings. Now, interesting. Like there is nothing on the, for example, sea. I mean, 24 has nothing on the sea. Now Shinobi is throwing some stars. Now going back, another Shinobi is arriving, but this Shinobi can die immediately when they are bombed with the Vindicators. MC, ooh, how did your MCV get caught like this? Anyway, you lost your MCV, so good for you. And you also lost your production. Now go and ask yourself, what are you going? And he can't even make, like for example, he can't make rocket angels. He now has no access. Now tank pastor surprise, uh, standing there forever. T-wings have arrived, but I mean, why would you lose your remnants of units that can has access to land over this? You have shinobis. Just use your shinobis, and that will be it. Oh, this 5 dolphins not that bad. I mean, Mindogus, even though he realizes that the trouble is there, I mean, 24 is not very strong as before because he spent all of his money for nothing. And this guy is not using his chronosphere for nothing as well. What is he going to do, I wonder? I mean, if you're going to use them for the Yaris, that will be not very wise, not very smart. Now, so many sea wings are coming to rescue over here, but now when the contact is made, I don't think these dolphins can survive. One dolphin goes down, second, third, fourth, and the final dolphin goes down as well. Now, I don't know Mindogus realizes that nothing 24 has. Well, okay. I think that came from 24. I'm sorry, that came from Mindogus. So, hello, and can you actually do something against this guy instead? Or are you going to do anything? And the final question would be, why is 24 is not going for super weapon as well? Just place it over the land, you have loads of infantry. The infantry that you don't even want to have. I mean, having this much of infantry in your army, like, you will probably actively seeking war to reduce the numbers. But there's also cash crate here. 24 is seemingly like gets a bit tired. Balloon bombs are being used and these javelins are being targeted. Once again, we see the rare moments of seeing the balloon bomb is going to have any kind of value in the game. So this will be one of the rare moments. So this also means somewhere this guy, I mean, Luga still has an MCV. So where it is, I want to see. Where is your MCV? Okay, so how did he use the balloon bomb? Wait. Okay, there it is. So how did he... Ah, okay, we have still one more Imperial Dogs, which is nice. Now, Mindogus is literally doing nothing. I mean, he is... Okay, he has now Proton Collider online. Probably using over here. Should be wise. Maybe over here for the unit kill. Mindogus. You can fire a Proton Collider. Can you fire a Proton Collider? Is this guy real? There's one nice prospector coming around. You have the... I mean, you have a scouting dog, so... Also, I'm sure you have... Yep. You also have surveillance sweep. So go ahead and use it. Can't that be hard? We have also shinobis around, and... I mean, 24 is not in the best shape. He's collapsing. You may not realize it, but his production is now slowed, and he's actually under the mercy of 2 players right now. Refinery is under attack. I swear to God, this is a very... Oh. Oh, cash stolen. Well, would you ever believe a man of the 40k cash is now stripped?
Ready, sir. Where's the trouble?
Stripped to the 4k. This is like you are very rich and then government comes and says, okay, you had to pay your taxes. Okay, I will pay my taxes with the last year's interest, and then you lose all your money. That's what happens. And this is the response. Like, you take my cash, right? But now I will definitely not lose the Vindicator. Star rank Vindicator goes on.
Oh
I'll lose all of
no!
the Vindicators just for one refinery. The good only maybe the only solace would be this is not a depleted refinery. That's actually a nice damage. Once again, Mindogus, I think he is his own opponent, and he believes a secret opponent can always approach. And this is so many assault destroyers. I mean, it's still nice to have assault destroyers. Also, power plant is now infected, but I would always go for MCV with Shinobis. I mean, losing access to your minimap is just huge. Also, now I see, I guess. At what point did this guy, I mean, this guy lost his MCV? Against what or how? I missed it. But here's a problem, and here's the issue. You can always you can always go for tier 2 Commando and spam lots of cryocopters and win this game very simply. Now I realize that what's wrong with 24. He lost his means of building. Ooh, Tanya is also good as well, but now Tanya is going to die very soon against a loss of C-Wings. Has been slashed already. Once again, I mean, he has lost his means of building, so that's why he is doing this. But for example, you can always go for like command hub and make cryocopters, and that will still count as a production. Accessing the sea, well, I think you may only use Tanya for that. I don't know if you have any access to Tanya left, but you can always make some sentry bombers. Also, our man has used his chronosphere. I think over here, he took away chunk of infantry and killed it immediately. Now 24 is slowly losing the grasp in this game, and I think Mindogus is going to win this one by, I have to say, doing nothing but spamming units. Also, there is something here, but I can't see it. But anyway, now he's still bombing everything with Vindicator. I don't know how effective that was in last time. Also, in counterclockwise, we can see Lugus is moving. Like, he start from here and then move all around here and then here and lastly there. This is his new base. Now, the game is actually in a very odd and boring situation. 24 can't defeat any of his opponent but can only defend himself. Mind Doggles can actually attack, but I think he is way too timid. Or even worse, he's intimidated. Or worst, he might be a coward. And he's not going to attack. I mean, this army can actually end this game right now, but he's not going to do so. Also, somehow there is low power in this base. I mean, how can this? I can't even. This is possible. Anyway, the only capacity to end this game also has. I mean, it's owned by the Lugus as well. The trouble is, Lugus is not having its best shape of economy. I mean, he doesn't have shoguns. He doesn't have tengus, and losing these imperial docks will mean a lot. And also four. I mean, we have 4 Vindicators bombarding everything around. The sea wings are unfortunately not in the best way, but I think, yep, none of them are going to go down. Shinobi is here. Actually, you can spam some ninja star throws around here and take down this chunk of infantry anytime you wish to have. Now there's Cash Crate. Yep. The Madman is actually selling his power plants, so Balloon Bomb has been used. But now, I mean, 24 is watchful, not letting this Shinobi to enter anywhere. Maybe this balloon bomb was a diversion or something. But now, chunk of infantry, it gets some damage, but I mean, these balloon bombs does not have a huge area of effect. That's not going to work. Now the dog is scouting around. I think this is a good moment for him. Hospital was going to work, but not anymore. Anyway, I think he is scouting for Ryogeddon. Okay, you can use a Tana Bomber. Don't use Proton Cannon for this. Use a Tana Bomber. Use your Athena Bomber. Hello. Yes, we're waiting. My dude, we're waiting on you. You can't just forget about this, right? Like using your He's still. You can always transfer some of your assault destroyers around, but I mean that will not work. But anyway. Also, finally, Lucas has a very sizable anti-navy, and he can contest. But that's not going to work for a very long time. Now, Shinobi is a. No, this is not going to be very well in terms of both of our players. I mean, 24 and for the Lucas. Lucas is going to lose his Imperial Docks. There's no way that you can repair it, and you have to position it in a very different manner as well. Now 24 is trying to protect his own buildings, and yep, this ore refinery just falls out. And Mindogos is going to win this game just because two of these players are fighting with each other, and he is doing absolutely nothing. He's just sitting there, and probably one of the players will tab out eventually, and the remaining one will realize that how unfazed entire game. I mean, just look at this. He's not even expanding to his own previous ore refineries. They are depleted, that's for sure. But how about these ones? There's some cash in there, but they're depleted as well. Depleted. So depleted, even ore collector says no. These are full of ore. You have the means of production. You have two super weapons. You have Cryogeddon, and you are doing nothing. Yes, you have one Riptide, so congratulations for him. I hope this is loaded with a Riptide. I'm sorry, Tanya. Okay, it's not. When I first saw this game, it lasting for like maybe 30 minutes, I was excited to see some action. From the looks of it, we will only see one guy going complete AFK. Two guys are fighting a very crippled war. Not the best type of the game, guys, sorry. I thought this was going to be more exciting, but this is eventually what we get. Like sometimes we may have some extended waiting periods. This guy's still not realizing that he can always go for cryocopters. So instead, he just goes for the Vindicators. He can always make some Vindicator settings. But what are you going to do against this guy? I don't know. Finally, we see. Was that a burst drone? Maybe. I'm unsure. Alright, guys. Seems from the looks of it, nothing is going to happen in this game. Let's chat a bit. So, let me find you a good, a good question to ask. I mean, these are the moments that my brain also stops as well. So, what is the path of these Vindicators? Sorry for the scream of the Vindicator. So, a couple days ago, I saw someone mentioning about the Raider 3. So, in the Raider 3, if you have noticed, for example, we have 3 commandos. I mean, Tanya, Natasha, and Yuriko. So the exception goes for Yuriko because Yuriko has some lore that nobody asks for, and that is about being a robot or cyborg or a replica or anything like that you want to say. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it's like a robot, but in technical terms, they're all female. So all of our commanders in this game are actually women. On the meantime, in Red Dead 2, we had Tanya and the Boris. In Yuri's Revenge, of course, but Yuri was no, it's not Yuri. Wait, his name is Boris. Anyway, and the Boris was well, it's just hey, we also have a commando for you. So when you play as Soviets, you will not cry. But the Boris is just way too useless if you ask me. Like he has some AK-47. It's just finally we see Proton Collider is being used. Thank you, thank Lord. We see some action here. And the guy says, all right, so you are going to attack me. I'm going to attack you. And where? into a sea expansion where you have 4 or 5 hydrofoils at this station. So very nice for you. I think after losing these Vindicators, he will quit. Let's get down the multi-gunner turret with you. So you played this game for a very long time, like maybe 20 to 25 minutes, only to lose. I mean, you accumulated 40k cash at a point in the game, only to lose your means of production and make loss of infantry, make hell to the players on the land, only to lose against this. Now Cryogeddon has been used. Lucas must be careful to not lose his entire army of the units, but you could also use a dolphin for this. But I think he doesn't want to. Instead, he uses a Tana bomber and destroys it by his own hands. So Lugo he's destitute right now. He has no cash. His opponent also has no cash. But his opponent has some fat navy here and 2 super weapons. So in response, he has some sea wings, a healthy number of the Yaris, but the Yaris are mechanical units, so they can always get pinned down with the EMPs. And these assault destroyers can, take out lots of punishment, but it depends on the amount of the units. Also, these rocket engines are a very nice addition. So Lucas is actually trying to get a grip in this game and handle around. Now, I think he may consider engaging on this assault destroyers. I'm unsure. The other thing is, the inland island is now completely unoccupied, so he can consider expanding or moving around there. He may abandon his sea presence to move here, so that would be nice. But his pick for the ore refiner is not the best. I would probably pick those two. It wouldn't need a scouting, but now engagement. He is running away from the engagement. Rocket Angels are now going to go in, and it's actually nice because these Rocket Angels can actually destroy all of these assault destroyers. Now he is buying himself time, and there are balloon bombs here, but for what they're using it, I'm unsure. Now these valuable sea wings are under attack by all of these assault destroyers. He should not lose them. I think he should probably move them around. That would be much better. Now Yari is also now engaging with these all a very valuable, expensive navy. Now hydrofoils are arriving, but what is this? What kind of attack move is this? This is a terrible attack move. This is also the worst time to lift all of your sea wings when you see the opponent has arrived. Now rocket engines clearing all of the assault destroyers. Now they're on the aircraft carriers. All of this army is going to get destroyed in matter of seconds. Terrible execution coming from the Mind Douglas. You waited all along for this, only to lose your navy for a Q move. And that's what you get. Now there is one aircraft carrier with high HP. Now MCV. I think MCV has been escorted safely. No, it's not. It's actually destroyed. But do we have Imperial Dogs? We have Imperial Dogs. So that's nice. So many hydrofoils around here. So better than not let these... these Rocket Angels were the MVP of the last clash. Maybe the MVP of the last clash was Mind August underestimating his opponent or doesn't know how to command his army. Now all of these hydrofoils using weapon jammers on just handful of the Yaris. Now Yaris breaking through all of the allied units, and he's actually reducing numbers very well. But now the navy base is now completely exposed. There's only one assault destroyer, and I think it will be found wanting to reduce these numbers of so many Yaris. They can go and suicide as well. Why are you running away? That's a question to be asked. But now Cryogeddon has been used, and well, friend of fire. So hydrofoil goes down. These, that would be a terrible pick. Why would you split your forces? You don't need to do that at this point. Now also hydrofoils now taking down. Assault destroyer engaged in, but can't take so much damage. Rocket Angel also uses paralyzer. This guy actually deserves his own honorable mention. Like, he is trying. And unlike Mind August, he was not like, okay, I'm going to win this game for sure. Also, is this like because this Rocket Angel is shining because of like tier 3, meanwhile others are not. Now MCV completely exposed. Paralyzing whip can be also very useful in case he wants to run away. But not going to happen very soon. MCV unpacked, but lots of rockets are being poured down. Also, Apollo is nice, but Rocket Engines target both worlds, so it's not going to work as well. These assault destroyers taking some beating from the sea wings even before arriving for the combat. But I think the means of production is now reduced into zero. There are only two super weapons. This guy is not using his chronosphere for anything. You could actually send so many Yaris into land and get rid of them, but no, 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 he's not going to do that. I strongly believe at a point he may even forget that he had chronosphere. But now all of the units are now approaching to the Proton Collider. Proton Collider is slowly, not even slowly, but very quickly losing HP. Chronosphere also has been spotted. Assault Destroyers have arrived, but not going to work anytime soon. Now Airfield goes down. Chronosphere also goes down. And finally, we see some action after like 10 minutes of delay. 10 minutes of delay, and we saw absolutely nothing. Thank you, my Nogus. Thank you for doing nothing. Now Lucas is like claiming the prize. Like, I waited for this moment for so long. I mean, persevered from the invasion of the 24, attack from the Liam. I mean, from everyone. I witnessed the migration of thousands of javelins. I saw all of them. I saw you using like deploying your super weapons. I saw everything, and finally, I get to win this game, he says. And that's actually nice because I believe Mindogus is completely AFK. Like, probably after this, he may, like, decided that it's not going to work anything because he's unresponsive. And the game is like, this game is acting as a prize for Lucas. Like, okay, this is my prize. I fought so hard for this. Now all of the infrastructure, all of the units, all of the presence, all the mind logos is being removed from the game. Like, Lucas is depainting the game. He's like removing everything blue on the map. He removed everything. He even, for example, with Shinobi, I'm unsure like how effective was that, but still you can always having an opponent. I mean, using effort in you, and that's something. Anyway, he defended himself against Liam. He defended himself against. He didn't defend, but he lost his base to 24. But now, finally, after the 24 leaving the game, he defeated. Against all of the odds, he defeated also the army of the Mindogus. Also, I hope I'm not calling these guys. Okay, Mindogus, right? I don't know why. Okay, this is his last building anyway. So you could actually fire sell and like help us a lot, but no. He says, "My friend, you earned this victory." And finally, Minogus is defeated as well. So okay, Lugo played, but I called this guy as Lugus entire game. So hopefully that will be better. So let's see about the income. This guy, even though losing, 24, is still having the loss of the cashing game. But anyway, this was an experience, a nasty one. Hopefully, I could foresee this happening and not cast this game because I have to say, for a moment, I was thinking like, okay, I think one of them is going to quit or two of them is going to quit, and this guy is going to win. But Lugo were more proactive, responsive in the game, so he claims the victory for himself. So GG for him. On the meantime, guys, thank you for watching the game. I will not blame you if you haven't reached to this point because probably I would also close the game or probably forward. I mean, just forward up until to see some action. But anyway, hopefully you like the content. Feel free to leave a like or leave a comment as well. Also, what do you think about having 3 female commandos in the game? So if we are going to have Red Alert 4 and if we're going to see 4 factions, that will this translate into 4 female commandos or something? Anyway, so also consider subscribing as well because right now I'm a bit enthusiastic to see my last cast somehow get like a racking 400 views, which is a record for my channel. So I'm quite humbled and excited as well. Also, for the next game, I will probably cast another one from the expert replace because this game was, well, I'm sure you guys also can judge it by yourselves, but this game was a bit found wanting. But anyway, thank you for everything, guys. So stay tuned for more games.